Welcome to another episode of the Clinical Career Collective S.O.A.P News. For those of you who are new to us and our mission, C3 is a professional development community for the mental health professional at large. We are here to support you so that you can learn, advance, and become the clinician the world needs now. You can find us at our website, www.clinicalcareercollective.com, or on our YouTube channel called S.O.A.P News. And of course, we are extending an invitation to join our C3 community LinkedIn page at Clinical Career Collective. I'm Amity Cooper, your host and creator of the S.O.A.P News. As a trained clinician, I really benefited from applying the S.O.A.P Note method in my practice. So when I started C3, I thought it would be a really fun idea to craft a blog series that incorporated the same principles as the S.O.A.P Note. What better way to get updates, tips, inspiration, and reviews about relevant, on-point clinical and business topics affecting our industry today. Today's S.O.A.P Note is about the numerous effects of social media on our mental health. Although social media has become a significant part of our lives and has many benefits, it can lead to some serious mental health responses. Today, we will take a look at the global debate about the positive and negative effects of social media on our well-being. People are social creatures that need the company of others to make progress in life, so they have a social connection with others, and this helps reduce stress, anxiety, and sorrow. On the other hand, the absence of these social connections can cause higher risks to our overall mental health. I'd like to go over some basic definitions before we get more into this so that we are all on the same page. According to the World Health Organization, who defines mental health well-being as a state of well-being in which people understand their abilities, can cope with the ups and downs of everyday problems, and are functional and productive individuals. Let's also define what social media is. Social media is a form of electronic communication through which users create online communities to share information, thoughts, and other content. Without a doubt, social media has become a significant part of people's lives. Some of it benefits, like staying in touch with family and friends, reconnecting with old acquaintances more easily, and promoting your business or finding a new job. However, it has been linked to some serious mental health problems too. The debate, as I bring this to light here, is ongoing. In 2017, Forbes magazine put out an article on 6 ways social media affects our mental health. In it, it says, number 1, social media can be addicting. Number 2, it can trigger more sadness and less well-being in an individual. And even one study suggests there could be less moment-to-moment happiness that occurs when you are more interested in social media. Number 3, the constant fear of missing out, FOMO, leads to feeling socially isolated. Number 4, jealousy and envy grow when there's more social interactions or social media engagement. And the other construct of fear of other people's opinions, or FOPO, doesn't bode well for those who are constantly comparing themselves to others. Number 5, you can get caught by the delusion that social media makes us feel better. Believing that an action will make us feel better actually can make us feel worse. This is called a forecasting error in mental health circles. And number 6, just because you have friends on social doesn't mean you actually have real friends in real life. So for a technology intended to gather people together, spending plenty of time on social media can often have the opposite effect, making you feel lonelier and more isolated, only worsening the anxiety and the depression that you might be feeling. Here are some observations. Social media is a relatively new phenomenon. Facebook started in February of 2004. Twitter showed up and started tweeting in 2006. Instagram is only 12 years old, and LinkedIn is the grandfather in the mix, starting in May 2003. It's these last 5 years social media has exponentially unfolded and evolved, forever changing the way we interact and engage with others. What can be observed from this timeline is we don't really know how or in what ways social media will be influencing our mental health. The jury is still out. Most research conducted is heavily focused on the negative aspects of social media. There are, however, more recent data that shows social media having the opposite positive effect. One study conducted by the Harvard School of Public Health says that the routine social media use may compensate for diminishing face-to-face social interactions and offer a safe space for people to express themselves and reveal their personal experiences within mental illness and give a voice to self-expression without the risk of stigmatization. A great example of this is the Facebook group Mental Health Awareness Life's Community Support Group, which provides the support and understanding to those who feel lost and alone and are out to sea and really don't have any other resources. But there are over a few hundred people that are involved in this group, and they offer peer support to those in need. Social networking in general is a crucial element in protecting our sanity, with both the quantity and quality of social relationships having an impact on our mental health, health behavior, physical health, and mortality risk. Social media has become a platform for building research and information around accessibility to mental health services and professionals. It can inspire change, build community, and offer safe harbors for people at risk. Plus, it has been used as a tool for government and social change. Remember the Arab Spring? The entire 2010 political movement was orchestrated on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And it's been quoted that social media became a critical part of the toolkit for greater freedom during the Arab Spring event. Lest we not forget the dark side of social. We have seen how destructive social media can be. Its power in the wrong hands can spread lies and hatred, inciting violence and social rage. Various studies have discovered a powerful connection between heavy social media usage and a higher risk for depression, anxiety, isolation, self-harm, and even suicidal tendencies. Social media may increase negative experiences, such as inadequacy about one's life or appearance, fear of missing out, and self-absorption. Even though it's relatively well known that content on social media is manipulated, we still get caught by its insidiousness. Certain posts can make us feel insecure about the way we look or about what's happening in our personal life. They can be the fuel for bullying, aggression, and con artists. This can be present at all ages, but might be especially harmful for teenagers and young adults who are going through complex developmental and social stages. As you know, the negative effects of social media are no small matter and must be treated with care. Even if it is the case that social media cannot yet be causality linked to mental disorders, the negative effects on mental health must be taken seriously, because the absence of mental disorders does not mean that we have a mental health issue at hand. Mental health is not a goal. A goal is something you set and concretely strive to achieve. Instead, it is a target that continually changes that we are all working towards. Mental well-being is an aspiration and hope, something that we can't fully measure. Still, there are many ways in which we can protect ourselves, and we'll go over a few of these in a minute. The world's future well-being rests on each individual's shoulders. to do social media consciously, especially as we continue to become more interconnected and networked. It requires personal responsibility and care to post and interact in these social media forums with integrity and tact. So keep your eyes open and stay safe on social media. So now that we're a little more familiar with the negative and positive effects of social media on mental health, what we can do to help ourselves and our clients achieve mental balance while using social media. What are those things? Every time you check social media, reflect on why you're checking it, how it makes you feel, and if that is really the right thing to do in the right moment. If you find yourself scrolling meaninglessly, zoning out, losing track of time, or checking your phone for notifications that haven't actually gone off, the next tip is especially important for you. These are called, number 1, detox periods. It's a good idea to establish regular breaks from social media throughout the day. Research has shown that even a 5-day or 1-week break from social can lead to lower stress and higher life satisfaction. Maybe you commit to a social Sabbath of sorts and turn off your devices from sundown to sunrise once a week. Read a book, go for a walk instead. You might be surprised at what you discover off screen. Number 2, don't use social media before bedtime. The blue light from your devices has been known to be a bad influence on your overall sleep quality. Research also shows that getting a good night's sleep is essential for your overall mood, focus, and performance, so make sure to disconnect and switch it off about an hour before bedtime. Number 3, focus on real life. Although social media is the way many people stay in touch with friends and family they don't see often, limiting when and where you use social media is crucial. Think about turning off your notifications or even putting your device on airplane mode when you're outside or having an important meeting at your job. And I'll give you a hint, definitely do not turn that phone on or look at it during a meeting. I like to add this note. Software developers have gotten really good at making your phone a quick dopamine delivery device. Every time you take a look or a scroll or pick up your phone, you get a subtle hit of the feel-good juice. See if you can forget to take your phone with you to meetings or dinner. Keep it in your pocket or purse when you go out with people. Remember, that's why you're out in the first place, to socialize, to be in person with others. Keep in mind that online contacts can't replace real-life interactions. And as we've mentioned, people are creatures with a natural need for connection and belonging. So while social media can help fill the gap in some aspects, it is not a replacement or equivalent to face-to-face contact. In case you're experiencing symptoms of anxiety or depression, isolation, loneliness, remember, really, you are not alone here. Contact someone you trust and seek help. There are people out there waiting and ready and willing to help you. Lastly, if you're interested in learning more about our new and cutting-edge technologies affecting our mental health practices today, then I'd like to invite you to register for our monthly S.O.A.P newsletter. With this subscription, you will receive a monthly review of all the weekly S.O.A.P notes, gain access to our member-only interviews and conversations with special guest speakers, and you will have the chance to purchase our monthly S.O.A.P box that contains products, coupons, and discounts to all our mentioned items reviewed during the S.O.A.P note recordings. I can't thank you enough for spending time and listening to me review all that's going on in social and our mental health. I'll see you next time. To your clinical success.